All right, guys. So today is our second day of our coach apprenticeship, which today we're talking about one of the number one hesitations that we hear from people is, I don't want to be salesy. What do I have to share on social media? And so Jess is like the perfect person to have on this conversation. She's a fairly newer coach to our team, but one of her biggest skepticisms coming in is like, what am I expected to share? Or what does that look like? Because I think from the outside perspective, you see your coach being consistent and sharing in a fun way. Otherwise, you wouldn't have said yes to our team. But when you get into coaching, it's almost like you have to flip the switch on learning how to share your story. So before we dive into the topic, I wanted Jess to kind of share what has her journey looked like, how she's even came to Beachbody and Team Glow Diggers, and just a little bit about herself.
Hi, guys. Welcome. So Danielle introduced me. I am Jess, and I am a fairly new coach. But one thing that I think is important to note is that I was a coach prior to being a coach now. I started my journey, oh my gosh, it was probably like 6 years ago, Danielle, when you said that you were going to be a coach, was when I started Beachbody for the first time as a challenger. And my 120-pound frame felt fat to me, which thinking about it now is just insane. So I decided I need to work on a better me physically. And so I was doing that. I was doing everything right. I was focusing on my nutrition, and I thought, hey, why not start coaching? So I started coaching. I just signed up as a discount coach a couple years ago. And the team that I was on just kind of pushed me to keep going and going and going. And it felt disingenuous to me. It felt like I was being salesy. I was constantly pushing summer sales and constantly pushing these just different things to just get people money. And I wasn't focusing on the big thing about coaching that I know now, which I'll get to later. Mm-hmm. So when I decided to stop coaching, it was because I had I just quit, to be honest with you, a couple years ago. I didn't really plan out how I was going to say this, but I just quit. It didn't feel genuine to me, and that's the big thing. So like when you say yes to coaching, it has to feel right to you. The team that you're on has to feel right to you. And as soon as that clicks, everything else moving forward will click. So when I started to get back into Beachbody just last year, I was on another team, not the one that I was first on. So this is my third team that I've been on. So that's what I'm saying. Like, you have to find the team that fits. Mm-hmm. And I was 50 pounds heavier than I was when I first started my Beachbody journey. I was not confident at all. I was very unhappy with the way that I looked. I was not in a good mental space, and I contributed a lot of that to the job that I was at. But in hindsight, I realized it wasn't my job. It was the way I felt about myself, and I knew that I needed to make a change mentally and physically this time. So there was the shift. Whereas before it was just physical, now it was, okay, I need to work on myself mentally too. So there's that personal development that we push all the time. If you don't work on yourself first, you can't work with other people on themselves. So I started my journey with another team. A friend of mine said, hey, let's do this 100-day program. And I looked at the sample workout and I was like, you are out of your damn mind. There is no way in hell I'm going to be able to do that. Like, no way. And there I went. I can't. And you know what? I finished that 100-day program, and I finished it, and I lost almost 15 pounds. So collectively, since I started, I've lost 25 pounds. And of course, I'm fluctuating. You go back and forth, but that's the thing. It's a journey. It's a lifestyle. You're going to fluctuate. It's not always going to be a drop. And that's the shift that I had to take. Oh God, the number on the scale. Oh God, the number on the scale. No. What did progress look like? What happened? And I started to not feel like I was supported really in the way that I needed. So I kept watching my cousin's girlfriend on social media, and I'm watching her and I'm like, man, she's doing so good. Man, she's such an inspiration, man. And I was like reaching out to her, like, I'd love to be on your team. And she was very hesitant at first, didn't want me to switch over. And I said, you're not asking me to switch over. I'm telling you that I think that that's what I need. So I was a discount coach on that second team because I love Beachbody's products, love them. They have made a difference in my nutrition. I think, aside from me putting in the work, are probably the number one reason why I'm seeing the results that I'm seeing. I drink my shake every day, and when I don't, I feel a difference. I love Glow Juice just for the natural energy it gives me, and I drink it when I don't even work out some days just because I need a boost, an afternoon pick me up. I love Recover. I'm not as sore. And I'm not going to like advertise because that's what I don't want to do that. But I believe in the product. So I was a discount coach, and I actually quit coaching so that I could switch over to Team Glow Diggers. And I have to be honest with you, it was the best decision I ever made. I started to feel my motivation go up. I started to feel my confidence go up. I had a team that could support me. And even though I'm not where I want to be, I know that I'm so much further along than I was. And so when I was able then to re-enroll as a coach, I'm like, oh, I'm not going to tell anybody. I'm just going to keep this on the DL. And everybody's like, come on, Jess, like you'd be a great coach. Danielle's like, why the heck are you not coaching yet? And I'm like, side note, actually, I'm a discount coach. She's like, what in the world? So I then was like, all right, I'm already sharing on social media my workouts. I'm already showing consistency with certain products. Why not share this with others? Why not just be an inspiration? My biggest thing was that way back, I felt salesy. It didn't feel genuine. And I didn't want it to be salesy. And I would talk to Danielle. I would talk to my coach over and over again. I'm not salesy. I don't want to be salesy. I'm not salesy. And I mean, Danielle will tell you over and over and over again, we would constantly have that conversation. And the thing that I realized is that you don't have to be salesy. You're not an employee of Beachbody as a coach. You do not necessarily represent their products or need to make like a quota, like you have to sell a certain amount of shakes or energize or anything. You just have to be you and share your journey, and really get out of your own head, because when you're raw and when you're genuine, people are going to make connections with you. And it didn't hit me until, was it about 2 months ago that I started to like branch out, and I was like, the heck with it. I just decided 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, I'm going to go. I'm going to speak on my story about why I'm doing this. I'm going to actually speak on my story because I was just posting pictures and doing all that. But you can make a connection that way, but it's so much bigger when you talk to people because it's like you're having conversations with them. Correct me if I'm wrong. It's really important to make them feel that connection towards you. And I say make them, but you don't really make them. They'll gravitate towards you. If you're raw, if you're honest, if you're sharing your journey, if you're sharing your struggles. There are days that I don't work out. There are days that I'm completely unplugged. There are days that I have, I'm just not in it 100%. But the next day, I show up on social media and I say, hey guys, I'm really sorry. Like I checked out yesterday. I didn't do it on purpose, but I was feeling really off. And I share with them my struggles and I say, but yesterday is not today. Today's a new day. So I think the biggest takeaway is that I've learned that you don't need to sell them anything. You don't need to convince them to do anything. You just need to show them that you're doing it and that they can too. You need to connect with them and they need to connect with you. Is that like helping at
Yeah,
all?
no,
Or?
definitely. I think it's so great because I wanted you to just like share kind of the progression of where you've come from. But I want to talk about one of the first things that we do with new coaches, because I didn't come in as a coach knowing how to use social media. I didn't know how to post. I didn't know how to story tell. And so, Jess, share a little bit about what we do in our new coach training when it comes to coming up with your 5 things. Because if you go to Jess or I social media today, you won't see the name of our program blasted. You won't see Shakeology blasted, because it's the same with like glow juice. Everybody knows on our team that that's energize. I love this story. One of our coaches, her boyfriend kept seeing glow juice on her stories every morning. And I specifically branded that for our team 3 years ago. Why? Because if somebody goes and Googles energize, they're just going to buy it themselves. They're not going to know how to use it. They're not going to use it consistently. And they're probably just going to give up because it's not integrated into the comprehensive plan of fitness, nutrition, accountability, and support. There's a reason all of those work together so well when you're a part of a team. And so he was so annoyed that he couldn't figure out what it was. And so finally, after an hour with his friend, he reached out and he was like, okay, what the heck is glow juice? And that's what we want, because we're sharing what we love, but also we're sharing it our way. And Jess's way is different than my way. And that's what I love so much about coaching, that it's not, not to put any other businesses down, but our job starts when somebody enrolls. And so it's not like, here's a product, here's a transaction, see, come back when you want more. And that's the most challenging, but also most fulfilling part of coaching. And it's because we connect on a deeper level as human beings. So talk about in our new coach training, what we do to help you share, not sell.
So one of the biggest things that I love about our new coach training is that it very much walks you through things in a manner where it's like, okay, we're taking baby steps. It sets the foundation for you to really see who you are and why you decided to become a coach. You. Because the thing is, anybody can go to anybody's social media, but if they don't see who you are and make that connection with you, they're not going to want you as their coach. They're not going to trust you as their coach. So what the training does is it really walks you through coming up with your top 5 things. And those are things that are, if somebody were to say, okay, who is Jess as a person? They can look at my social media and they can say, Jess is a dog mom. She has 2 dogs, a golden retriever and a chocolate lab. Jess is a triplet. Jess loves to spend time with her family and friends. Jess loves wine. She loves to go to vineyards. She likes to go boating. She likes to go on the beach. They're not going to see every single one of my posts be a Beachbody inspired post. They're not going to see an invite on every post. Why? Because the invites and the transformations, while they're great and while you need them, that's not going to build your business. What's going to build your business is the connections. I am going to attract people who are dog moms, who are teachers, who maybe aren't a triplet, but maybe they have multiples in their family, who love the beach. I am going to attract people and look for people that are like me. It's the basis of the foundation of the business. You want to attract your tribe. You don't want to sell to people. You want to attract people. And the number one question is, hey, can I have an actual relationship with this person? Can I connect with them on some level? And if the answer is no, then see ya. It's okay. You need to attract people who are going to fill your tribe, who are going to make this business not really feel like work to you. And I'm going to be honest, it is work. You do have to spend time if you want to make this a business. But it doesn't feel like work when you're constantly talking to people who are like you, when you're attracting people who are like you, and you're posting about things like, ha, 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 my dog just did the dumbest thing today. But people who are dog moms are going to be like, oh my God, my dog totally did that before. Or like, there's people on our team that are moms and they're posting about their kids and what their kids do and what life is like and how you set your routine up around your life. And when people connect to that first, that's what helps to build your business. Mm-hmm. So the coach training walks you through coming up with those things and then talks to you about how you can share those in a genuine way. So then it becomes less about being salesy and more about just being you.
Well, yeah, because there's, 400,000 coaches and everybody has the same workout programs, the same Shakeology, the same performance line. And so what's going to make you different is you speaking to your audience. Like, I don't have a spouse, so I can't speak to what that's like of making dinner together or going on date nights. Like, that's just not relatable. Just like I don't have a newborn. I have no idea about breastfeeding or postpartum journey. Those aren't things that I can connect with. It doesn't mean I can't work with, women in that stage of life, but most of the time you will see, like, on my team, there's huge football fans because I'm a huge football fan. There's Lily Pulitzer lovers and people who like to wear bright colors because that's just our jam. And so when I think about the business, it's like I want to build with my best friends because I know that there's rewards trips every year. I don't want to go hang out with people that I don't like. I want to go on those trips with people that love wine, that love to dance, that loves to do karaoke, that are bold and not afraid to be their true selves. And so I think that's the number one reason I've stuck around so long. But it's been so cool to see Jess grow because she's embraced the new coach training, because she's leaned into the team and not done it herself. She didn't figure out how to story tell. She asks almost daily, guys, what do you think about this post? What do you think about me sharing this? How does this come off to you? And we're constantly doing social media evaluations with our new coaches to help them understand, is their message attracting who that they want to work with?
And I think that you just brought up a really good point when you said that, is that it's not just you deciding to become a coach and then like you're off to the races and that's all you got. Like, you do have a new coach training and you do have all of those resources for you, but you also have a team of women who are doing the exact same thing that you're doing, and they're there to support you too. So you don't just have to feel like, oh God, I have to do this. Oh God, I don't know what to do. There are always people there to answer your questions all the time. And that's one of the biggest things when I learned how to lean into them instead of constantly like just trying to figure it out by myself. Because I'll be honest, if you try to figure it out by yourself, and like it's like the definition of insanity. You keep doing something and doing something and doing something and it's not working for you, but you don't want to switch it up or you don't want to ask for help. Like, that's insane. It's not, you're not going to succeed. But when you learn to lean into your tribe and have them help you figure it out, and it's not, you don't replicate them, they just help you to figure out how to express who you are in a different way that works.
Yep, nailed it.
And another thing that the new coach training does is it allows you to think about your why. Why are you starting to coach? And my why has evolved throughout my journey. So when I first started, well, this was years ago, I just wanted the physical transformation. I liked the product, so I was a discount coach. Then I said, why don't I try to make some extra money? And that didn't work for me. So I was done. Then I got in a car accident, had some injuries that I had to deal with. And that's when I started to pack on the weight because I felt bad for myself. And you get stuck in a downward spiral sometimes and you don't know how to get yourself out. So that's when my friend got me out and I said, oh, I really like these products, so I'll be a discount coach again. And that's really all I was. I had no interest, and Danielle will tell you, when I first started, I had no interest in building a business. I had no interest in rank advancing. I had no interest in building a team. It was just me. That's all I wanted. I wanted the discount on the products, and maybe if I could make a little bit of extra money, that was cool too. But then my why started to change as I started to share more and as I started to lean into the team. So your initial reason for becoming a coach may not be your reason tomorrow. It may not be your reason a week from now, and it may not be your reason even a year from now. But I know that I won't give up on myself. I won't quit anymore. So that's why I say when I quit twice, I found my fit now. I'm not going to quit. I know why I do this. And the number one reason why I do this is for me. It's becoming a coach has made me more consistent in my workouts because I show up because y'all are looking at me. If I don't show up for a day, like who are you going to go see? The person that shows up every single day for themselves, or the person that shows up every once in a while, maybe follows a workout routine, maybe does this, you're not going to trust them because they're inconsistent with themselves. So you always come first. And that's what coaching has helped me to realize. I come first. And then my business builds because I come first. So don't think of it as, it can be overwhelming at times, but everything is there. All the steps are there. Don't think of it as, oh God, I have to be salesy. No, you should think of it as, this is great. I get to be me. I get to show up every day for me. I have a community of, I have a team that is like rooting for me, that wants me to succeed. And I can lean on them whenever I need to. I can lean on them. They can pull me out of my rut. And then guess what? You're helping yourself. The business is about helping yourself and growing yourself. Everything else follows. It's like a train.
And every master was once a beginner. I mean, I tell them all the time, this business has forced me to, you're a student, you're going back to college, and you got your degree in 4 years. And I know I still don't know everything about architecture, and I spent 7 years getting that degree. So don't think of it as I'm going to come in a month and just hit home runs, right? You're not. The posts that I put up 5-6 years ago, I'm like, but you know what? There's people that still signed up from that year 6 or 5 that are still here, not because my posts were perfect, but because I shared consistently.
Yep.
And I told my story, and I was really committed to the big why, like Jess was saying. So that's what
made me laugh because I'm thinking now, I screenshotted a post and I have to find it. It was from when I was a coach like forever ago. And I remember reading it the other day when I found it, and I'm like, what in the world was that?
Mm-hmm.
But you know what? I was a beginner then.
Yep.
And I have now learned how to share. And I know now that I'm going to attract people that are like me, because the number one thing is always make it go back to your top 5 things.
Mm-hmm.
As long as you're making connections with people, yeah, people are going to say no to you. Not everybody is going to want to go all in with you. But as long as you share consistently, you will attract people. What is it? People have to see something, how many, 16 times or something like that before it finally like clicks. And Danielle would always tell me this. And I'm like, yeah, right. Like people see my stories, they're not doing anything about it. I had somebody reach out just last week that she's been watching my stories for months. And she finally reached out. She's like, hey, what is this glow juice thing? I really want to know more information about it. So it's true that when you share consistently, people are watching, even people that you don't think are watching are watching. And when they're ready, they'll reach out to you. And of course, that doesn't mean don't invite them before then, but a lot of people, when they're not ready, they're not going to say anything to you. And when they are ready, it's going to be like, ding, the light bulb went off. Jess, what the heck are you doing? Tell me more about this. Because when you show them it's possible, they'll believe it's possible. Especially for me, I'm a teacher. I'm attracting other teachers right now. We're all going through the same mental struggle right now with virtual learning. We all have no idea what the heck we're doing. And we went to school for 4, 5, 6, 8 years to learn to do what we're doing. And guess what? We're all freshmen again, because this virtual thing, we got no idea. The one thing that I have that keeps me sane is what I do for myself. So this business is what's keeping me afloat in my mental struggle. And that's going to attract other teachers. Hey, how are you so positive? How are you always so motivated? I get those questions all the time. Listen, I'm not. If you watch me, you'll see I struggle. You know I struggle if you look at my posts. But it's a mindset game. So you attract people. As long as you're making connections. Connections are the building block of this business, and we set you up to know how to connect with people. It's not something that you need to come into this business knowing how to do. It's something we help you learn how to do.
Bingo. Well, I think you really nailed that one. I think closing it up, what would you tell somebody that's considering joining our team? What have you gained the most from saying yes to coaching? Maybe just wrap it up with a few quick
I would say if you have any ounce of doubt, erase it. And I don't say that to be, well, I do say that to be blunt, because I doubted myself for so long before I entered this business. Even if you're just like, okay, I want to dabble into it, that's okay. There's nobody telling you what you have to do right now. And the biggest thing that I got out of it is, as soon as I said yes to coaching, as soon as I really dived into letting this team help me, I became a better person. I've become more confident. I've been sharing more consistently. The best thing that I ever did was say yes. And if money's an issue, you figure it out. Because I could go to Wawa every day and buy myself a cup of coffee and a breakfast sandwich, and that adds up over the course of the month to how much this costs. And if I'm connecting with people and I'm bringing people in, that's going to help me make money so that I can get this. So it's just all about priorities. And when you put yourself first, you get more out of everything. So I say you erase your doubt. I say you go for it, because what do you have to lose?
Bingo.
I mean, really, it just comes down to, what do you have to lose? You don't like it? Okay. But I can guarantee you're probably not going to not like it. I love it. It's the best thing I ever did, was to say yes. And I will be here in a year. I will be here in 5 years. I will be here in 10 years. I'm not quitting. Maybe take a step back every once in a while if I need to, but I'm not quitting. I would never quit on myself. Don't quit on yourself.
So proud of you. So good. That is wrapping up day 2. Sharing
that helps, guys.
Spelling, and we will see y'all tomorrow. Thanks, Jess.
You're welcome. Bye.